Yeah. Yesterday we have seen the acceptance and what are the essential elements of acceptance. Yesterday in the last video class we have seen that. Now we are going for mainly communication of offer and acceptance. At the same time, revocation of offer and acceptance. Revocation, what do you mean by revocation? Taking back. Okay, withdrawal or taking back. Okay, the offer can be taken back. At the same time, acceptance also can be taken back. And when this revocation of offer and acceptance will come, okay, communication of offer and acceptance must be there. Okay, don't be of that opinion that communication should not be there. Communication of offer and acceptance must be there. At the same time, you will come across revocation of offer and acceptance also you will come across. Okay, and when you are taking back, automatically you won't come across an agreement, and thereby there won't be any contract. So when this revocation will come, and when the offer must be communicated, when the offer and acceptance must be communicated, we are going to study in this topic. Okay, one thing you have to keep is when you are making an offer or when you are making a proposal, okay, it is not the offerer to keep quiet. Okay, it is not the offerer to keep quiet. Whatever may be the proposal, whatever it may be the offer that you want to keep, that you want to go, that you want to do, you have to communicate that to another person. Okay, suppose if you take into account a specified person, then you have to communicate to that specified person. Say, for example, X and Y. X want to make a proposal or offer to Y. So he has to communicate that offer to the to gentleman Y. And Y, okay, in return, he has to give his acceptance, and he has to communicate that to X. Then only you will come across a good contract. Then only you will see a contract. Suppose if any person, whether the offerer or the offeree, when they won't communicate, okay, it is evident that there won't be any contract at all. Okay, there is no question of thinking about a contract. So the offerer must communicate. At the same time, the acceptor must also communicate to the offerer. Then only you will come across a contract. Otherwise, there is no valid contract. Now, this is the first thing that I am going to explain. Okay, revocation, withdrawal or taking back. Okay, now say for example, P, Q are there. P want to P want to make a proposal to Q. Okay, and he has to give a reasonable time for Q to take his assent, but he cannot wait for a long period of time. When he won't give his assent, when Q is not giving his response or assent, then the P can withdraw his offer. That is, he can take back his offer or proposal, whatever it may be. In the same way, you will come across acceptance also. Okay, suppose if you by taking the offer, by taking the proposal, if you are ready to give your acceptance, but the first person, that is the offerer, if he is not taking that acceptance, okay, the acceptor also, he will give a reasonable time to the offerer. Okay, it means the reasonable time means it should not be too long. When it is too long, immediately the offeree, what he will do is, or the acceptor, what he will do is, he will take back his acceptance. That is revocation of offer and revocation of acceptance. These two things you must be very clear. Okay, don't be of that opinion that offerer will wait for a long period of time, And in the same way, acceptor will wait for a long period of time. Within a reasonable time, within a specified time, within a stipulated period of time, both the things, they have to do their obligations. They have to do their duties. Then only you'll come across a contract. Then only you'll see a good contract. Otherwise, there won't be any good contract between the offerer as well as the acceptor. Okay, this thing we are going to study. An offer and its acceptance and revocation are the completely communicated, or to be completely communicated. Okay, an offer, its acceptance and its revocation are to be completely communicated when the persons are face to face and persons contract negotiating person's contract comes in existence. So when the offerer and acceptor, when they are face to face, and you can go for revocation also. An offer and its acceptance and its revocation must be communicated, or to be completely communicated when the persons are face to face and negotiating persons contract comes into existence. Okay, as negotiating person's contract comes into existence, the moment the offeree gives his acceptance to the offerer, okay, the moment the offeree gives his acceptance to the offerer, it will be negotiated. When the parties are at distance and the offer and acceptance are exchanged through post or by phone. So the meaning is, suppose when the offerer is at one place and when the acceptor is at another place. So how the communication will go? How the communication must be? It is either by post or by phone. Okay, it is by post or by phone. So then it will be, okay, accepted. Then it is said to be a good one. But when you come across, okay, face to face, the negotiating person, he must be very cautious, both the offerer or the offering. For communication of offer, acceptance, and revocation must be a certain mode, that is, by words spoken or written or by conduct. When you go for this communication of offer, acceptance, and its revocation, it should be done either by words spoken or written or implied, or by the conduct of the parties. Communication of offer is complete when it comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made. When it is complete. Communication of offer when it is to be completed. When it comes to the knowledge of the person, that is acceptor, okay, to whom it is made. Okay. Communication of acceptance is complete against the proposal when it is put into a course of transmission or against the acceptor. Okay. When it comes to the knowledge of the proposal. Yeah. Communication of acceptance when it is said to be completed. Against the proposal when it is put into a course of transmission or against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of the proposal. So when you communicate, when it is in the course of transmission, okay, transmission, or against the acceptor who when it comes to the knowledge of the proposal. Okay, so when the acceptor, when he comes to know that, array, my acceptance was not taken, in that case also you can say that there won't be any contract, because communication gap, we'll say communication gap. Okay, when we go for phones, okay, when we ring up, other person will come, and what we are talking they don't understand, and what they are talking we won't understand. So in that case you have to say that, sir, your voice is breaking, or there is poor connection, like that. We'll have to tell that, thereby they can able to adjust. So when you won't tell that, this man, he used to talk something and that person he used to hear or he won't hear, we don't know that. and he will talk something and we cannot able to hear that. So that communication gap should not be there. When you want to get a good contract, okay, it should be communicated. The offer must be communicated, the acceptance must be communicated, and at the same time the revocation also, it should be communicated. Now, communication of revocation. See, don't be of that opinion that only offer and acceptance must be communicated. Even revocation also, that is taking back also, okay, it must be communicated. Communication of revocation. Revocation means taking back or recalling or withdrawal. Revocation will be for offer as well as for acceptance. Okay, you don't be of that opinion that revocation will be for only offer. Okay, revocation will be for offer as well as for acceptance. Communication of revocation is complete as against the person who makes it when it is put into a course of transmission to the person to whom it is made. So when the revocation will come, communication of the renov- revocation, communication of revocation is complete as against the person who makes it. Okay, suppose if the offer, if he is, if the offerer, if he is revocating, okay, that thing, it must be communicated. Then only it is said to be completed. In the same way, acceptor, when he accepts that, and to the offeree, offerer, okay, that thing also it should be communicated. Then only we can say the revocation is said to be completed. Time for revocation of offer or proposal. What is the time? Is there any time? Yes, there is a time. A proposal may revoke at any time before communication of acceptance is complete as against the proposal, but not afterwards. Okay, it can be revoked, that is, it can be taken back, okay, before communication of acceptance is complete. Okay, before communication of acceptance is complete, okay, you can take back your offer, you can withdraw your offer. There is no hard and strict that we have to wait for some time. Okay, before communication of acceptance is going on, before that, okay, you can take back your offer. Time for revocation of acceptance. In the same way, how you come across offer, in the same way, acceptance also. An acceptance may be revoked at any time before the communication of acceptance is complete, again as the acceptor, but not afterwards. Yeah. This revocation of acceptance, it can also be done when before the communication of acceptance. Before the communication of acceptance, it can be revoked at any time. But once if this communication of acceptance, when it reaches the proposer or offerer, you cannot take back. You cannot take back. That's what he is telling. Not afterwards. Before the communication of acceptance only, you can revoke whether it may be offer or whether it may be acceptance. Like this, you'll come across. Okay, ma. Next, loss of letter in acceptance in postal transit. Okay, now when I told you already that when people are when they are staying at far away places, when they are at faraway places, when offerer is at one place and when acceptor is at another place, how the offer is communicated and how the acceptance is communicated, I told by post or by phone. Suppose if you write a letter and okay, before it reaches the destination, if it was lost, the letter of acceptance, okay, then what is the ultimate source? Acceptance is completed as against the offer as soon as the letter of acceptance is posted. That's the thing. Whenever you post the letter of acceptance, then it means that the acceptance was may completed. The contract is complete even though the letter is lost through an accident, by an accident in the post. Okay, you can say that you will come across a contract. The contract is complete even though the letter is lost by an accident in the post. In order to bind the offerer, it is important that it is correctly addressed, sufficiently stamped, and posted. So, when you want to tell that correctly to the offerer, what we have to do is you have to write correct address and okay, sufficiently stamped. How much stamp duty we will come across and how much stamps that we have to affix and post it, whether you post it in a perfect box or not. Suppose if you mean if the offerer, if he is in Hyderabad, and if the offer mean acceptor, if he is in Mumbai, okay, the address of the acceptor, it must be clearly written, and you should not be so conducive in fixing that stamps. What is the stamp that is required, whether it is 2 rupee stamps or 5 rupee stamps, whatever it may be, you have to stamp, you have to keep the stamps and sufficiently posted, that is posted correctly. Okay, okay, when you go for post office, you'll come across, okay, two types of boxes, red box and blue box. When we go for blue box, within the city it will go. And when you want to go far away places, you have to post that in red box. That thing also people, they must know that. Suppose if you don't know that, instead of keeping the letter in the red box, if you keep that in blue box, it is mere waste. That is, you are doing a mistake in posting the letter. You wrote the address correctly, you affixed the stamps correctly, but thing is posting also. Okay, instead of red box, if you keep that in blue box, it is mere waste. Okay, that is the thing that we come across. Okay, contract mean over telephone or telex. Okay, we when you go for far away people, okay, I told you that it should be done either by post or by phone. Now, when you, it has the same effect as an oral agreement between parties when they are face to face, and offer may come to an end by lapse of time or rejection. Okay, when you go for phone, it is just similar to that of face to face contact. It is just similar to that of face to face contract. That's what he is telling, that it has the same effect as an oral agreement between parties when they are face to face. An offer may come to an end by lapse of time or rejection. By passage of time or by rejection, the offer will come to an end. Okay, lapse of time, by communication of notice of revocation by the offerer at any time before acceptance is complete. Lapse of time means passage of time. Before before the communication of acceptance, when it is coming to the offerer, the offer can be revoked. Example, at an auction sales, A makes a higher bid and he withdraws bid before the fall of the hammer. Okay, at any time you can withdraw, but thing is, you before the hammer is struck, before the hammer is struck on the table, you can withdraw your this bidding. Okay, but you should not and you cannot withdraw after the hammer was struck on the table. That thing you have to keep in your mind. And before that, you can withdraw or you can take back your offer or bidding. By lapse of time, by passage of time, by non fulfillment by the offeree of a condition precedent to an acceptance. Okay, by non fulfillment of by non fulfillment of by non fulfillment of the offeree of a condition See, whenever you come across an offer, you have to see whether there is any condition or not. And if there is any condition, okay, the offeree must fulfill that condition. Okay, precedent to an acceptance. Before giving acceptance, you have to see whether that condition, whether any condition was there in the proposal or not. When there is a condition, you have to fulfill that condition first. By death or insanity of an offerer, okay, provides the offeree comes to know of it before acceptance. Suppose if the offerer, if he became insane, that is mentally disturbed, or when he died, okay, or I mean by death or insanity of an offerer, provides the offeree comes to know of it, comes to he has to, you must know that, okay, comes to know of it before acceptance, before the giving of acceptance, he must know. Then we can say that it is nothing but lapse of time. If a counter offer is made to it, counter offer, see, yeah, for counter offer means X made an offer to Y, and Y, if he make another, or I mean this thing, we'll call that thing as counter offer. Okay, instead of Y giving his acceptance, what he will do is he will make an offer to X. So that is nothing but, okay, counter offer. If an offer is not accepted according to the prescribed mode, okay, if an offer is not accepted, okay, according to the prescribed mode, whatever it may be, the mode that offerer he says, okay, he has to give his acceptance in that mode only. Suppose if he won't do that, then also it is called, it is said to be lapse of time. Rejection of offer. An offeree may reject the offer. Rejection may be expressed or implied. Okay, by hearing your proposal, by hearing your offer, if it is not good, if it is not good, the I mean the acceptor may reject that, and it may be by express or implied, by the conduct of the parties or by the surrounding circumstances, or by words spoken or written, it can be rejected. This is how you will come across revocation of offer and acceptance. Okay, so try to, whatever it may be the doubts, please see that whether they are related to the subject or not, but don't keep any irrelevant doubts or irrelevant comments, because for irrelevant comments, whatever it may be, I am not going to answer anything. I am not going to answer anything. And through this video, I am telling all the people, whatever it may be the doubt, you see that whether they are relevant to the subject matter or not. Okay, but don't mean keep comments as if you think, and as if you think. Okay, so please, whatever it may be the comments that you want to keep, please keep the comments relevant to the subject. But I'm not entertaining some other things. I'm talking about the subject, and I want to go with the subject only. I suppose people they can able to understand this. Okay, thank you very much.